Hi everyone, Tim Hodges welcoming you back to the Ambrose Summer Grill. I'm joined by Jack Perkins. Jack, we're in 2016, but I want to take you back to 2015, and one of the biggest stories in the sport of V8s was Marcus Ambrose's return. One of the biggest disappointments, I think, was his exit after one championship event. Why did it fall so epically flat for the Tasmanian?
It's a tough one to answer, but I mean, how excited were we all when we found out that Marcus Ambrose was coming back? I'm a big fan of Marcus's. Went over, watched him race NASCAR, and he's a legend of our sport. So when I heard he was coming back and the opportunity to race against him personally was fantastic, but for the whole category and for Australian motorsport, it was really cool. But look, I could sort of understand. Marcus came back from NASCAR, and he wanted to come back to V8 supercars and expected to be winning races with Penske, a new team. Big things were expected of him. Clipsal, we saw an up and down opening, but cool to see him in the top 10 shootout on the Sunday, and that showed that this guy can still drive. But the Grand Prix, I think, was probably, I guess, the nail in the coffin, for a better word, for Marcus. I've been in the situation where you're in a customer team in a car, and as Penske have been, they've got a customer relationship with ProDrive Racing Australia. We had the Grand Prix weekend where Mark Winterbottom and Chaz Mostert absolutely dominated, and there was Marcus in the same car and the same equipment down in 18th, 19th, 20th, and he would have put his hand up and said, well, maybe I'm not up to scratch here and I'm letting the side down, and wanted to put Scott Pye in the car and hopefully see the team strive from it. And Marcus has got to a stage where he doesn't need to be out there doing it, and that's obviously what he wanted to do.
It was nearly a decade he was in America. They raced every single weekend all over the United States. Do you think he returned home and just fell out of love with being at a racetrack?
Oh, possibly. I mean, the NASCAR schedule's pretty brutal, and he always wanted to come home, from what I can understand, to give his children an Australian education and just enjoy his time down in Tasmania and be back home, because I think Australia's home. They did spend a lot of time in America, and yeah, I think you're right. I mean, when you're spending 35 weekends a year on the road NASCAR racing, you're probably sick of being at the racetrack, and it would have been a nice change of pace coming back to V8s. Obviously a lot less racing, but ultimately the car speed or the results weren't there as quickly as Marcus would have liked. And it was good to see him at the track. He came and supported the team and helped them out, and then obviously did the Enduros, but I don't think we'll see much more of Marcus at racetracks anymore.
I was going to say, do you think we'll see him really ever again? And, I mean, I don't think there'll be a time when he goes to every single event, which he did for much of the 2015 season.
I don't think so. I mean, I think Marcus has got a long list of things he wants to do away from racing, and I think he's hung up the helmet. He may make a sneaky return one year for Bathurst, but I think his time in racing might be done.
And just quickly, Roger Penske invested so much to get this V8 team to happen on the back of Marcus Ambrose agreeing to drive for him. How disappointed do you think he'll be?
Well, I mean, for V8 supercars and Australian racing to have Penske here is awesome. And like you say, there was Penske-Ambrose seemed like a bit of a partnership when they first came along, but I think Penske's still very heavily invested in not only the motorsport scene in Australia, but business. So it's going to be cool to see Penske still here, and we're looking for big things from that team to come, that's for sure.
Thanks for your time, Jack. Watching Watkins Glen NASCAR Sprint Cup races on a Monday morning will never be the same again now that he's not there. That is the sad demise of Marcus Ambrose in 2015.
You turn back the clock 12 months ago, Marcus Ambrose was a very big part of the program, but going forward he's not going to be part of that. Is that disappointing?
Oh look, I think the way that it ended up is a little disappointing, but he'll still be a very key part of the team going forward, and he'll be helping us with commercial relationships, not to mention being a wealth of experience that we can draw upon. But look, he's still a big friend of the team. He was instrumental in getting Roger over here in the first instance. The way it planned out, not to plan, but he's still very much a friend and a close comrade of the whole organisation.
Each week, Armour All will be giving away the ultimate summer pack.
The pack comprises of a range of summer products such as the Armour All foldable chair, Armour All hat, chiller esky bag, bottle opener, Armour All stickers, along with a range of Armour All products to keep your car looking cool and clean this summer. To enter the draw, all you have to do is click on the link below and fill in your details. It's that easy.
See you tomorrow for another episode
of the Armour All Summer Grill.
Let me assure you, from the driving seat, vision is everything. So how can you improve it? Well, by using Armor Extreme Foam Glass Cleaner. Now this is actually an aerosol-based foaming cleaner, and you can simply wipe away dirt and grime by using a clean glass cloth. So an extreme cleaner, but oh so easy to use. Simply light spray, pick out a bit of an area on your glass, bit of a spray like that, grab yourself a clean glass cleaner. And the thing you notice straight away, doesn't all run down into your rubber, stays on your windscreen. I really like that bit. And rub away, simply it goes, and it kind of feels different to conventional glass cleaner. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. It utilises innovative polishing agents within the foam to help remove the toughest dirt, insect splatter, water spots and other grime from glass surfaces. The result is a streak-free finish for crystal clear, high-definition visibility. And what's really cool, it's ammonia-free. You can use it for the interior, the exterior, and great for tinted windows.